Hi everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Southern Scouser versus Jurgen Klopp Liverpool football manager career, and we are ready to take on Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As you can see, Tottenham are currently sitting in 17th position, which is absolutely incredible. Have recently just changed their manager as well, Jose getting the boot, and Laudrup coming in to replace him, so I feel he's got some unfinished business in English football. We currently, at the opposite end of the table, sitting 4 points clear of Chelsea. Some really good results over the last few weeks. We did have a little bit of a blip where we lost to Villa, we lost to Shakhtar, and we lost to Leipzig in the Champions League, and we did actually go through in second position in the group stage. However, the winners, Shakhtar, faced Madrid, and we faced Barcelona. So much of a muchness in that time, in that kind of draw. So without further ado, we are a little bit short because it's in that horrible Christmas period where games are thick and fast. So Mane, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho suspended as well, so they all going to miss out. Thiago's not quite back from fitness yet, very, very close, with Van Dijk the only long-term absentee. So still we've got a pretty good lineup there. We've got Jota, Jones, Chamberlain and Keita. Not the usual bunch, but definitely good enough to come in here and there and play when they're required to. I was on a really good episode last night of Red Sky Pods. We did some goalkeeper tier rankings, and there was a really good question from one of the watchers, which was from Ty from Never a Foul, who I'm also a part of, and he said, who lasts longer at Liverpool? Is it Naby Keita or is it Oxlade-Chamberlain? And I thought that was a really good question. And my thoughts on the matter were that if they was to both leave tomorrow, Chamberlain leaves a much bigger legacy than Keita did. The memories that Chamberlain has given us, they've been far between with injuries, but the chance here for Son, no chance there. But he's near, especially in the Champions League, the Man City goal as well. Some outrageous goals in the group stages as well. So Chamberlain for me is definitely a more important player in the past, but obviously injury, both of them really suffering from injuries, and Naby Keita came in the same summer as Fabinho, and you look how different they will be remembered, in terms of today. Fabinho miles ahead from what Keita's done. So yeah, Keita was double the price of Chamberlain, albeit Chamberlain only had a year left on his deal at Arsenal. So it's one of them. I feel Keita's probably going to last longer. I feel he's going to be given an extra bit of chance to to kick on and really start to show what he's made of, and he needs a good run of form, and a solid in the team run, because it looks like Gini might be moving on, so there's a real chance there for him to grab one of those midfield spots, or at least be that first option off the bench. So yeah, in terms of the question, I think Chamberlain probably leaves before Keita does, but I think both of them are on last chance saloon this season, and yeah, if neither of them can break into the team, and neither of them can get a decent run of form, and there's a chance for Haaland, who makes it 1-0 to Liverpool. It's a great counter-attacking move. We do a Spurs to Spurs, or at least a Jose style. Brilliant stuff. But it's a really interesting debate between those two. So it'll be interesting to see, because both of them are pretty much backups. So you'd think that when you do need to rely on a backup, they need to be ready to come in and play, and then neither of them are. So you end up being bare bones. So I think Keita will last longer, but I think, as I say, next season is big. It depends what we do in the summer as well, but midfield is a position I think we've probably got enough depth, and there's a lot of other positions I'd strengthen first. Once we got, obviously even if we lose Gini, we've got Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago. You'd say are the starting three. You've got Chamberlain, Keita and Milner. You've got Curtis Jones, so there's good options there. Even Shaqiri can drop into the midfield as well. So yeah, I think we all agree a centre back and a striker are the main areas of improvement for this Liverpool team in real life. There's another chance there, and Erling Haaland. Here we go. We've been waiting for him to arrive. His second of the afternoon. It's a really good goal. Trent whips it across, and Haaland, with a really good finish, just gets in front of his man and the goalkeeper. And yeah, that's really good to see. We needed Haaland to really arrive and make his mark, because he had struggled. But as I mentioned, centre back and striker, I felt was the two weakest positions in terms of the first 11. I still think we need a long-term partner for Van Dijk, and I think Gomez is a great third option, but should not be relied on as first choice purely because of an injury record, and he's not he's good, but he's not world class. So I feel there's better out there that we could get to match Van Dijk, or at least a rotation, because we can't rely on Matip. So obviously, in this Football Manager career, I think I had about 20 million to start with. I sold Firmino and Origi because I knew I had Jota as a backup and I wanted Haaland. So striker was the first thing I did. So it'll be interesting to see, especially in January. There's going to be one or two freebies knocking about. See what we can do there, and maybe bring one or two in if we can. As I said before, there's sometimes a little cut price deal that you can do with a player 6 months left on his deal. So that's pretty much coming up probably in this episode as well. So look forward to that. Jota's struggling, so Shaqiri can come on. I think Salah is probably at the end of his game as well. So we've got, who else have we got on the bench? Probably Sadio. I would suggest coming on for Salah, and then probably switching Mane and Shaqiri on the wings. Haaland's on for a hat-trick, which he needs, I think, for confidence. Chamberlain is working his way back to fitness, but yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty fine for now. I'll leave that just in case we pick up an injury or something happens in the last half hour or so. Chelsea beating Arsenal in a pretty important game towards the top end of the league as well, so Arsenal falling behind as it stands. Robertson for Milner sounds like a pretty good idea. Yeah, looking like another routine win for Liverpool, albeit a miraculous comeback, and Tottenham actually move into the bottom three with this defeat, would you believe? Which, 3 points off the bottom of the league. They're not even just in there. They are well and truly in trouble. West Brom with a 5-point gap to them in 16th. So Tottenham have got some work to do on this back end, this second part of the Premier League season, because currently miles off it. So imagine if Tottenham go down. We'd have to go and raid them and buy Harry Kane, I think. That'd be Heung-min Son. I think that's probably all I'd touch, to be brutally honest. Okay, so Memphis Depay approaches the end of his contract. Here we go. So end of contract. Can we get Memphis on a free transfer? I mean, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. Why would you not get him on a free transfer? Let's do a little bit of negotiation. I don't like doing sign-on fees. There we go. We've got him in. We might even be offered a cut price deal to bring him in early, but I think it's probably going to be around the 4 to 5 million mark, so we might just be short. Can we move someone on in the meantime to raise the funds? I think potentially we can move on Ben Davies, who's just not getting a game, is he? Let's see what we can do with him. Other than that, Shaqiri I need, Kabak's on loan. Smikas, one of them, isn't he? I'll see when we come to that. Adrian, we need a backup keeper. I'm pretty sure Woodburn's already on his way, in a couple of days. Nat Phillips, I've tried to move on, but nobody seems particularly interested in him. He's not exactly going to raise the roof with a transfer fee. But yeah, we'll see if we can move on Ben Davies, and hopefully we can sign Memphis Depay. In terms of the other shortlist, I think I can find scouted player shortlist. Yeah, so we had David Alaba, who again is available on a free transfer in a couple of days, so we'll keep a close eye on him, and Donnarumma as well. I think that might only come live once we hit that January 1st mark, so I'm not sure why Depay is available earlier, but if we can sign him now, great. If we can't and we get him in the summer, then that's still fine. And yeah, a player that did try his luck in English football, didn't he? With Man United, but didn't quite work out for him that time around. So yeah, join me in a moment. I'll have a look what I can do with the transfers, and I'll speak to you soon. Hi guys, welcome back, and we have managed to sign Memphis Depay on a free transfer. He will join in the summer. I did have a look at the buy now option, but Leon, a little bit outrageously, demanding £23 million to make it a 6-month earlier move, which is a little bit outrageous. So I think we're going to hold fire, but what a player to be coming in on a free transfer, can play through the middle on the left wing as well. Yeah, a really good addition. Another Dutchman who can link up with Van Dijk and YNWA. And yeah, really good option, I think, for us. Other than that, Tsimikas is in talks with Porto over a 9 million move, so I'm in an iron on that one. Do we let him go and look for better in the future? Potentially we do. I know Milner can fill in at either full-back area, so it's one of them. I'm 50-50 on at the moment. We'll see what else is out there. But in terms of the awards for the month, Mo Salah picked up the player of the month. I won the manager of the month, and Haaland also came second in the young player of the month. So we now face Manchester City away, which at the start of every season is probably going to be the hardest fixture. They've not been flying particularly high in this season so far, but we'll have a little look and see how we get on. So straight into this game, here we go. I'm really excited for Memphis Depay to join us in the summer. You know, free transfer, it's an absolute no-brainer, isn't it? He's still in the prime of his career. He's got lots of time left. But here we go, Manchester City. Looking a little bit short at the back, Ake and Garcia. Not quite Stones and Diaz and Laporte, so they must have a few injuries themselves in the back line. Liverpool back pretty much to full strength, I'd say. If other than Van Dijk playing, that's the team I would pick that's available. Options on the bench, we do have quite a few as well. We've got Keita, Shaqiri, Jota, Chamberlain as well, which you'd probably pick 3 of those 4 to come on. Yeah, good result against Tottenham in that first game of the episode. Hopefully we can carry on that good run of form. Always a tough place to go though, Man City, and not always been a great hunting ground for Liverpool here. Not since the great money investment that Man City have had. We used to do quite well here before that, but yeah, in recent times they've been a bit of a machine, haven't they, at home? Early chance, and yeah, good double save from Alisson. Kind of the best memory of Manchester City Liverpool is that Champions League, isn't it? When we came here already with a 3-0 lead from the first leg and beat them 2-1 after going behind early doors, with Sterling adjudged to have fouled Van Dijk, and Jesus I think was the goal scorer on that occasion. But yeah, we fought back well with Bobby and Mo, and yeah, the rest is history, isn't it? We progressed. Albeit to lose in the final that year, but still a brilliant tie. So looking forward to that Madrid one coming up soon. I think that's in a couple of weeks' time. Not very long to go for that one. Manchester City are knocking on the door at the moment. They have definitely been the better of the two teams. Liverpool yet to create anything whatsoever. Manchester City really should probably have a lead for their early dominance, but it looks like we go into the half-time at 0-0. Again, Mane, Salah and Haaland, the last time we played against Sheffield United, them front three just didn't score. They didn't find a way through. So, adding the likes of Jota and Depay give us options, don't they, off the bench if the front three are not finding form. But it's a slightly different opponent today. A 0-0 draw here, you'd say, is a good result. So there's a chance here for Manchester City with De Bruyne into Gundogan, who does, second attempt, find the back of the net. Liverpool stare in defeat again. Really need to pick themselves up a bit here, because we've created absolutely nothing so far. Really poor showing so far from the majority of the players out there. In terms of substitutes, Diogo Jota, I guess, would be the first one. It could be all of the front three at the moment, couldn't it? Shaqiri for Salah, maybe. I might give it another 5 minutes, because Salah's usually good for a goal. Might as well go attacking. There's not a lot to lose, is there? Hopefully can at least salvage a point in this game, because it would be disappointing to lose. Mo Salah is looking a little bit tired now. See what's going on. So Shaqiri and Jota are on. Potentially got Curtis Jones, Keita and Milner as the last option. Looking at that midfield three, that looks the place to make the change. I think I'm going to bring on Curtis Jones to try and unlock that defence. 10 minutes left then. Can we salvage something from this game? Man City playing the ball around lovely, and Robertson intercepting well. It's Diogo Jota. It's a decent save from Edison. Can we find a way through? Very attacking now. We might as well throw everything at this game. Already made our 3 subs, so stick with what we have, but 5 minutes to go to salvage anything from this game, and a game really we've not deserved much from. Looking at the stats, you know, we've been outplayed pretty much in every department, haven't we? What a shame. So Man City still 9 points off us, even with the win, but yeah, not a place that Liverpool have had much success in the league, and that run goes on. But Carabao Cup next, Brentford in the semi-final. I'll see you in a moment. Hi guys, welcome back, and we will face Brentford in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. 2 legs, of course, in this competition at this stage. I have put a stop on Tsimikas' move to Porto purely because the board decreased the transfer revenue to 80%. So, you know, £9 million would soon become, you know, maybe 7 or so, and you know, he's worth more to us as a backup left back from Jan to May than 7 mil. There's nothing we're going to do with that money anyway. So he's staying around for now. Potentially might look at moving him on in the summer for some more money, and we'll have to see how he gets on. He's done all right, but again, you know, I think there's better options at left back. One disappointing thing in terms of transfers, Donnarumma and Alaba, who were both looking at becoming free transfers, have both signed new deals with Milan and Bayern respectively, so they will both be staying where they are until 2025. So quite often on this game, Donnarumma and Alaba will remain free transfers, and you can pick them up, but not on this occasion, which is a big shame, because Alaba's a player I often sign, as is Donnarumma, on Football Manager careers, because they're such good value. But yeah, not to be this time. So we'll have to be a bit more shrewd in the transfer market now. Not a lot more is going to happen in Jan. I've got about £1 million in there. See, we made an agreement for Memphis Depay. There's not too much left in terms of freebies that are knocking around at the moment in terms of any quality. Florian Forvan was in there as well, the former Newcastle player, but I don't think we need to bring in another player of that kind of style. I think we've got plenty with Memphis now. It's a good ball from Tsimikas there. Brentford are one of those championship teams that have been knocking on the door of the Prem for quite some time now, and always seem to be able to reinvent themselves whenever they lose top players. They've lost Ollie Watkins, they've lost Benrahma, but then they go and pick up Ivan Toney, and he pushes them to another promotion campaign, doesn't he? So a really well run club, Brentford. A lot of respect for them. Brand new stadium as well, which is gorgeous. So a club doing things the right way, and I will be guaranteed. I'll be shocked if they were not making it to the Premier League within the next 5 years. They are gonna. It's gonna happen. It's always difficult because 3 always come down if you don't go up. So they always become the favourites to go back up. So if you look at this season, Norwich are pretty much there already. I think Swansea are in there. Watford are up there as well. So Brentford are again in the mix. They still miss a little bit of consistency, I feel, towards the end of the season. They always seem to just blow it right at the last minute, but for sure they are going to get there at some point. I'm just going to make a couple of subs here. Just Salah is a little bit tired. Wijnaldum is as well. But we've got Everton in the FA Cup third round at the weekend, so it's a bit of a mix mash of the team for the next 2 games. We're going to kind of play half the first team in one and half the first team in the other, and try and protect them if we can. I think the majority of the team that's on now will probably be on the bench in the next one. But yeah, not great so far. I would have expected to be able to get a goal by now. Let's have a look. So Chamberlain maybe for Fabinho, and then swap him around with Keita, and then probably swap Keita and Henderson. Yeah, we probably should go for it, to be honest. I don't think away goals count in the Carabao Cup, however, but we've still got a home leg. All we've got to do is beat Brentford at home to make that final. So you would hope that we could do that. We would probably just about deserved 1 goal looking at the expected goals, but yeah, I don't think we've done enough. Oh no, we're straight to extra time. So in this season of COVID, we have decided that we're going to go with a 1-legged semi-final. So that's not something I was expecting to see. So hopefully we can actually make some more subs. So if we put Jota to the left, Curtis Jones for Haaland. I wonder how many subs you're allowed, if it's 4 or 5. Maybe we can drop Shaqiri into midfield if we can. And bring on Mane. What does it say about that? No, it's only 4. It's only 4. So that is all of our subs now. 1 extra sub in extra time. Let's see how we go then. So yeah, this is it. I didn't realise this was it. Imagine if we go out to Brentford. Oh no. It's a big possibility. So it's Milner up to Haaland. Not something we needed extra time, but can he finally put us out of our miseries? Diogo Jota, it's a good save. So we're still pretty fresh. There's 3 players on there that are in the red, but I would imagine Brentford have a lot more than that. Oh, we might even be seeing a penalty shootout. So obviously Salah's come off, but Milner is still on. So he would be one you would hope to take one. Blimey, yeah, I didn't realise it was just a one-off game. Obviously, I think usually it is 2 legs, but yeah, semi-finals this year probably due to COVID. I don't know if it will go back to 2 legs for the next season or not, or if it's just this one. I'm not sure. That's really interesting to see. What can we do? What can we find? We should be able to score a goal past Brentford in 107 minutes, shouldn't we? Most of the players we've got have played. Here's Haaland, and it's a great goal. He's the freshest of them all, isn't he? He came on with Jota, and did we need that goal or what? Milner finds him, and yeah, really Brentford really struggling to keep up there. So I think attacking is a little bit bold now. Positive is still fine. I don't like going defensive with Leeds because it just invites the opposition on to attack you. So always look to be dangerous yourself, even when you're protecting a lead. Brentford are not done here though. There's about 10 minutes left. They will be doing everything to get a goal back in this game because there's absolutely nothing to lose for them whatsoever. No one expects them to do anything in this game. Here's Haaland. Almost put us through to the final there. Obviously Everton at the weekend, we're going to be struggling now with an extra half hour. Not what we needed, but you know, to make a final, it's one of those, isn't it? You've got to take the rough with the smooth. Raya, a decent goalie for Brentford. I remember him making a pretty catastrophic error in the playoff final against Fulham, which cost them that day. Fulham look like they're attempting the great escape currently, aren't they? But most likely are going to come down unless Newcastle continue their horrendous run that they're on. And that is us through then. Just about skin of teeth time. 1-0 against Brentford. We book our Wembley place. And yeah, Everton in the FA Cup in a moment. See you soon. Hi guys, welcome back, and it's good news. Most of the squad are okay to play. It's only really Jota that's a little bit tired. Keita's got a slight knock. But other than that, we are full strength for the Merseyside derby in the FA Cup 3rd round. And fingers crossed we can knock them out. Last time we played them was at Anfield in this competition where Curtis Jones scored that unbelievable goal, didn't he, in top corner. Liverpool basically playing their youth team against Everton's pretty much first choice 11. That day, and yeah, Curtis Jones announced himself, didn't he, on the scene. It was like a very snowy Goodison Park with white on the ground and blue lines drawn, as we are. I think we are in January, aren't we? So yeah, very more like an ice hockey rink than a football pitch. I always go a bit too over the top with the old snow. I think Football Manager doesn't quite look like that normally, does it? When there's even when there is snow. Usually you can see the green grass, can't you, after a moment with the underfloor heating, and you know, once the players slide around in it, it doesn't last very long to settle, but always good fun watching it in the snow. But yeah, in terms of the lineup, pretty happy with that. I mean, we've got West Brom, I think, next in the Premier League. Again, you'd expect points, but Sheffield United managed to draw with us at Anfield, so do not count your chickens until they've hatched, of course. Everton doing pretty well in this season in real life. I think they are a point behind Liverpool with a game in hand. So Carlo Ancelotti doing really good job there. Fingers crossed we can pick out some form, you know, between now and the end of the season, and at least finish above Everton. It'd be pretty poor to be a defending champions and then the season after finish below Everton. Who would have ever have said that, you know? So I think we can. I think we can finish above them. I think coming top 4 is a massive ask. You've got Leicester, 9 points clear, 10 points clear with 9 games to go, something like that. Chelsea 5 points clear, but again don't seem to want to lose any games. So I think Europa League is Liverpool's pretty much best chance of European football next season. I think we can probably come 5th or 6th depending on what West Ham do as well, because they also, I mean, other than the capitulation second half against Arsenal, they've been on a great run of form, haven't they, as well? So I think 5th or 6th for, as Calvert-Lewin scores, 5th or 6th for Liverpool looking like this season. But yeah, as long as we can come above, West Ham and Everton, I wouldn't be too embarrassed, even if I am disappointed. But yeah, Calvert-Lewin splitting the centre backs and Addison going to ground fairly early. It's a pretty routine finish for Calvert-Lewin, who managed a couple of goals last night for England against San Marino, which isn't a game I watched personally. It's not particularly interesting to me to see England underperform against the worst team in the world. It wasn't something I was particularly interested in. We all knew it wasn't going to be double figures. We all knew it'd be 4-5, somewhere around there. So yeah, as I say, I did the tier list instead of the Liverpool goalies, which was really fun on Red Sky Pods. Liverpool maybe in the final of one cup competition, but staring defeat in the face in the very first round, or the first round that we enter in the other one. Game we've pretty much dominated in terms of shots and chances, but again, Richarlison with a big chance to pretty much end the game. Salah is struggling. Might have to see if we can get Diogo on. Where's Salah? There he is. Again, you'd hope something could be done with this group of players. Trent as well is starting to tire. I don't know if this goes to extra time or a replay, if we was to get one back. That right side now a lot more fresh than it was before, and Wijnaldum and Henderson also starting to struggle, so it might be worth some fresh legs in there as well. I was thinking of bringing Thiago on, but I think I will. I think I'll bring Thiago on. He's working his way back from fitness, so 15 minutes will do him the world of good, I think, in this game. Even if we were to go out, it's good to get the minutes under the belt for him. So first time I've been able to use him. And there we go, that is the game. You would think Matip scores an own goal and Liverpool will be leaving at the FA Cup unless this VAR turns it round, and it has disallowed the goal. So Liverpool live to fight on the last 15 minutes. We're going to have to go very attacking. Somehow I've made a 4th sub in normal time. I didn't know that was doable in the FA Cup. Maybe we could make some more. Maybe there's 5 subs in the FA Cup. Curtis Jones for Mane, I would imagine. Who's had a shocker? No, so it's 4 in normal time in the FA Cup. I think he's make these rules up as they go along. Liverpool got to go for it just to get to extra time, and it looking unlikely, isn't it, with the clock ticking. Oh no. Everton win the Merseyside derby, albeit in the FA Cup, but yeah, a competition that Liverpool just cannot seem to progress in. Since we won it in 2006, I think we've made 1 final, and other than that, it's pretty forgetful, isn't it? So yeah, that will give us a little bit more time in between games in the second part of the season. Of course, we're still in Europe, the Champions League. We're in the Carabao Cup final as well, but yeah, FA Cup is not to be this year. So we've got West Brom, who are again fighting relegation, but we're going to have to make some changes after that game. They're a little bit short on fitness, a lot of them. Let's see what we can do here. So Henderson. Again, I think maybe Thiago, maybe Keita can come back in again. Fabinho is also a little bit tired, so you'd probably want Thiago in as well. I think that could work well. Thiago, he's not a box-to-box, is he? I think we'll probably switch in with Wijnaldum in this one. Joe Gomez is also struggling, so Kabak I'm going to bring in for this one. Someone I'm not going to look to sign permanently, if I'm honest. Matip needs a rest, but we haven't really got anybody else. I don't really want to play 2 dodgy defenders. Haaland, what's he saying? Not test not required, so it looks like he can play. Yeah, I think that's as good as it's going to be. So, can we bounce back from that pretty shocking defeat against Everton in the FA Cup, albeit not a massive competition in terms of what's important in this season, but you know, at least we're in the final of the other one. It hurts when you just don't do anything in either cup, even if you're doing being successful in the Champions League and the Prem. It's nice to have a cup run at least in one of them. So at least we've made the final, and fingers crossed we can beat Man City, because obviously they beat us in the league, didn't they? So we still maintain our top of the league, at least, as Fulham take the lead at against Manchester City. Chelsea away to Villa, Arsenal hosting Everton. Other interesting games going on. Trent with a good ball in, and Erling Haaland with his 13th of the season, now starting to find the back of the net consistently, which is what we missed in the first couple of months of his arrival. Really good goal. Just what we needed at home to West Brom again. A game where we did take the lead, I believe, in real time and ended up drawing 1-1, which again we just could not kill off this game. We kind of get that goal and we let the game drift on and pass us by as Jota makes it 2 and Alisson gets the assist. A shocking piece of goalkeeping, but I'm pretty sure Haaland's their assist, even though it's come up as Alisson. Yeah, Johnston's got to do better from that, but Liverpool double their lead. But yeah, we were just really struggling to kill off teams, weren't we? And yeah, the sting in the tail was always open, wasn't it, to conceding a goal late on. And once you concede late on, Brighton and West Brom, you've got no time to put it right, have you? So Liverpool, all right, we got the 1-0 win at Wolves, but at home, when we take the lead, we need to keep on pushing for that second goal, like we have in this game. And quickly, the teams at the bottom of the league their heads will soon fall, because it's another week where they're not going to get anything in this game. So interesting times. The league table should be looking pretty healthy. 3 points clear as we approach the halfway mark in this Premier League season. This may be the last one of the episode as well, guys, so we'll have a little quick catch up after this game and see where we are. But it's good to have Thiago back involved again. Mo Salah again struggling a bit for fitness. Robertson, Trent and Wijnaldum also starting to struggle as Villa take a very welcomed lead at home to Chelsea. Ollie Watkins, who also scored on his England debut last night against the Minnows of San Marino. See if we can make some changes, because 2-0 up at home to West Brom, you'd think is pretty much over. If we can get a third, I will probably make 3 changes. Look a chance. Should have probably been better. If anybody dips into the red zone, they'll be withdrawn. Great run from Jota. Everything but the finish. Man City equalising against Fulham, but Chelsea still trail. Mo Salah's dipped into the red, so we will be giving him a rest for Xherdan Shaqiri. Can we find that killer goal? Diogo Jota again, wasteful with the shot. Trent starting to tire. No one can come on and do a job there. Just trying to keep the players as fresh as possible, whoever it might be that needs half an hour, 20 minutes shorter than the rest. Aston Villa double their lead, so looking like a good weekend for Liverpool if we were to go on and win this game, which you would expect from this position, as Robertson as well. Obviously the fullbacks tend to play the most games, don't they? So glad I kept hold of Tsimikas now. Doesn't matter who we rest, as long as we're resting the ones that play the most often, isn't it? Really, the likes of Jota can play into the red zone, because we've got 3 attackers probably ahead of him in terms of the pecking order. So It's good to have squad options for sure. Here's Shaqiri. Thiago pulling the strings with Keita just behind, so I quite like that setup. Milner and Tsimikas on at fullback. Here back to Thiago, and Haaland is brought down. Milner is on the pitch, so you would expect, if the penalty is given, that Milner, he's going to step up, I think, which would be, what, his 7th penalty if he was to put this away? Which he duly does, and it's his 7th of the season, all from the penalty spot. And what a season he's having. You know, a bit part player, but 7 goals. You know, most strikers would be happy with 7 goals in 18 games. It's a pretty good return. Fulham again take the lead against Man City, which keeps Tottenham still fighting right down the bottom as well. So a nice 3-0 victory for Liverpool then, very routine. Naby Keita with a knock, but we play Fulham next, who have just come off a fantastic result, haven't they? So just to wrap up then, just before we finish this episode, I did manage to move on Sepp van der Berg for £1 million. We don't look too bad in the debt department. 118 million of debt, 29 million transfer debt. I would think FSG, you know, we're getting 62 million guaranteed budget in the summer. So yeah, that's a pretty good episode. I mean, in terms of the results that we had, of course we did pick up a couple of defeats and we are out of a competition, but coming up, we've got the Carabao Cup final against Man City. We've got a Champions League knockout round with Barcelona, and yeah, the Prem games come thick and fast now. But at least the relief of not being involved in the FA Cup will help us on that run. So I've been the Southern Scouser, guys. Take care, and I will catch you next time.